Hi, everyone, and welcome to Gentle Yoga. My name is Chris, and it's Thursday at 10:45 in the morning, East Coast time, when we have our gentle movement time. And so we're going to do just some very simple movement with our hands and just like a big, long morning stretch, and try to start the day or finish the day, depending on where you are, in a nice, smooth, sort of transitional way. So let's just start with our hands on our knees and in our chair so we can ground and get grounded in our chair. And take a nice deep breath in. You can close your eyes if you'd like. I like to start with my eyes closed, just as a beginning space. And take a deep breath in. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And another deep breath in. And exhale. Now is a good time if you have a mantra or something, an intention that you would like to add to your day. Now is a good time to bring that in so we can hold it throughout the class practice session today. So take a deep breath in, whatever intention might be, let that sit, plant that seed, and exhale. All right, so we're just going to start with some simple rotations of our hands. We just start rotating our hands back and forth, just little round circles, and the opposite direction. Now, as we do this, I like to extend out my arms. I like to bring them out a little bit and then start working in my elbows, and then open my hands and start moving them around just very gently. There's no firm motion to do in reverse direction. Right. We just want to get our hands and our elbows involved. Do some sweeping motions just to loosen up, right? And you can kind of do whatever, just keep it in the range of what we're doing, back and forth, right? If you want to squeeze, like you're making biscuits or squeezing a sponge, like kittens making biscuits, like that. Or squeezing a sponge lightly, gently, and bring your arms out, bring your elbows out, bring your hands back forward, and bring your elbows back out. So this way we can start loosening our shoulders a little bit, open up. Other side. You can feel when you turn, you might feel this in your shoulder a little bit, right? So you're going to feel that a little bit. All right, just rotate a little bit more. Getting our fingers, we can press our fingers together. Twisting a little bit here, twisting a little bit there. And this is just to get the joints kind of opened up. Squeezing, you might hear some popping, snapping, this, there, the other. Yeah. All right. So now I'm just going to shake it out. We're going to do the same thing on our feet, on our legs, right? So, hey, Steve, welcome to some gentle movement. So I'm just going to tap my feet a little bit, very gently. Same thing with my ankles that I did with my hands as best as I can. Of course, we can't do the same thing, but just something similar, same idea. In this case, we have the ground we can work on. So we can point our toes, stretch our legs out like this. So we get the front part of our legs. Right, just very soft and gentle, nothing crazy. especially when we sit all day, all the blood flows down. So we have to keep the blood moving. All right, and eventually we'll work our way up to the hips and knees and stuff like that. All right. Well, we're just going to do a little walk. And if you want, you can continue with your hands. You want to do the same two at the same time. It's like we're walking and jump roping at the same time. It's crazy, but not really. And then just keep moving like this. Yeah. Rotate a little bit, rotate out, rotate out. If you can, just go slow. Slow and graceful is fine. And then back in. Slow and not so graceful is fine too. All right, go back in. And just stay moving. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. So now we get to work. So we're just going to start loosening up again. I'm going to start working my elbow as if I don't have this part of my arm, right? Like pretend this doesn't exist. I'm just going to work my elbow and start rotating around to get the shoulder. All right, lift up so you can uppercut and come to the side. Same on this side. And just go up and slow, nothing fast, right? We are not trying to get anywhere fast. We are in the slow lane today. As we want to rotate our shoulders, we can do the same time. Right, that's a different feel. Comes up and out. And reverse, right? So whatever we do in one direction, we want to do in the opposite direction. And up. And this will start working not only our front of our shoulders, but our upper back, right? So we can start stretching over, right? Where we're getting a little bit longer lift. Remember to breathe, please. Take a deep breath in. All right, relax for a sec. And just let it kind of shake out now. Hopefully your arms feel about 2 inches longer when we do that. We're going to start rotating like this. Everyone's favorite gym class. I don't know if you remember it. I remember in gym class we have to do these for days. I was not a fan, but it does help. So we're going to come up and around and then go in the opposite direction. Nothing, not huge movements, very gentle movements. Okay. So now we're going to do, when we lift our arms, we're going to do 4 different sort of directions. We're going to go straight up like this, just straight up. All right, my right hand, and then back down. Now I want you to turn so your thumb is facing up and do the same movement and see if you feel any different. Any difference? And then have your hand flat and lift up. Right? You're going to feel that more in your lower back. Yeah. And then we're going to do like we're going to lead with our pinky and go up. And that might feel slightly different. Now we're going to switch sides. Thumb up. I think I did it opposite. Hand, just hand flat up. And lift up like this. And then with our pinky and come up very gently. And so this is if we came up and wanted to rotate out like that, we would lead with our pinky, right? So let's do both at the same time. We're going to bring both up, just hands flat like this, straight up and straight down. Now our thumbs are going to come up as if we're lifted. So right, so like this example is like lifting maybe, we don't do this very often. Maybe if we're lifting a sheet, we'll do this. This is like if we're picking up a dog or a baby, right? Our hands are like this. It's a completely different motion, right? For our shoulders, we're going to come up like this, right? Now, this is if we're lifting like a 2x4, right? A board of some sort. So that's a little bit different, and that affects inside a little bit more. And lift up and down. And this is just going to come up like that. Yeah. And then back down. Very good. Very good. Shake your arms out. Let them be loose. Nothing too much. Now we're going to go back to our lower body. We're going to do the same thing. So we're going to lift, start doing some knee lifts. You might need to come a little bit farther down on your chair. That might help. We're going to do some knee lifts. So we're going to come up a little bit higher. Now, if you have a tough time, and I do sometimes lifting, and we're not trying to get super high, but if you need to, grab underneath and just lift up, right? And that's totally okay. That'll actually help to strengthen, help your back a little bit too, but just lift up, be gentle with yourself, right? Try to keep your body as straight as you can when we do this, and breathe. Just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Remember, we're just trying to stretch and get some movement that we might not normally get. All right, one more time on this side. Now I'm going to grab just below my knee and lift. I don't want to grab my knee, just below it. You can clasp your hands and lift up, keeping your back straight. All right. And then same on the other side. As best you can, right? On this side. Now, if you want, you can actually use this to help stretch your shoulders by letting the weight of your leg just kind of pull your shoulders a little bit and lean back. And that can feel good from the front because it kind of pulls out your arms a little bit. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it, please. If you feel any pain or you need to stop, or you had surgery recently or any other thing that might not be working for you. All right. All right. So let's just relax for a second. All right. Just take it easy. That's a lot of work, a little bit of time. Whew. All right. So let's so let me see. We've gotten our arms and our shoulders. Let's work on our neck. Let's take a break and like work on our neck for a second. Right. We got our shoulders loosened up. So let's just start leaning with our chin. Let's go straight down, pulling the back of the head, but putting the chin down. We're going to slowly go to the left and rotate super slow. We do not want to do this fast. And then we're going to rotate around to the other side. You should feel, hopefully you'll feel stretch in here, in your, like a gap between your shoulders and your ears. And when we get to the center, where we started, we're going to go back in the opposite direction, really slow. We have a lot of veins, nerves, arteries, things that are very important in the neck region. So we have to be really gentle, otherwise we can get lightheaded, any number of things. And take a deep breath in. And it's one of those things that can be somewhat intense when we do this. So now we're going to come back center and just lean slightly to the right. So we stretch the left side of our neck and switch sides and go and stretch the right side of our neck. Very gently, right? There are things that we can do, and I'll demonstrate in just a moment, that can kind of enhance, let's come back to the center, that can enhance or change what we feel here. One of them is if we have our arm out, either on the side, especially if we have it on the side, that's going to change. That's not going to get our neck, it's going to get our shoulder, right? Same thing if we go here, it's going to get our shoulder. However, if we hold the side of our chair, right? If you can hold the side of your chair and do it, you'll get a much longer stretch in the neck as such, right? So I'm holding the side of my chair, if you can do that. And just let your neck easily go, right? And then come back and opposite side. This will just give us a little bit deeper of a stretch. We don't do this first thing because we want to make sure it's loosened up a little bit before we do this. So you want to go back and forth slightly. Let's just go back for slightly. Nice deep breath in. Then come back to our center. I'm going to raise my right arm up and then come over to the side. Now we're going to work on the mid and lower back. And try and look, if you can, look behind you as best you can. Again, getting this full body stretch or full neck, upper torso stretch. Release slowly. I'm not going to lift my arm back up. I'm just going to let it kind of drag across and release. And I come up with my left and come over to my right. Same thing. You can hold on to the side of your chair or your leg, whichever is more comfortable, and do a little bit of a spinal twist. Not all the way. Try to see as far back as you can. Deep breath in and relax, and try and twist a little bit deeper. And then again, release and let it come back to and then bring yourself back to the center. We'll do that one more time. So we're going to come up with our right and across. Keeping our body as upright as we can. What we try not to do is lean forward when we do this. We want to keep our body upright and our spine as upright as we can. And release. And same thing on the other side. Up and over. And just do it gently. You might hear a pop or snap or something. Just releasing. And that's okay as long as there's no pain and you're feeling okay. And release. Let's take a deep breath in. And relax for a second. And when we relax, what we can also do is just keep our legs moving a little bit. So we're not like stopped, right? We don't want to completely pause. We just want to slow down for a second, kind of recenter, catch our breath, check in with our body to see how our body's feeling, make sure that we're okay, that we're comfortable. And one thing we try not to do is get overheated with breathing, with too much like quick breathing. So we want to just make sure that the breaths that we take are nice and deep. We hold and release slowly. So they're nice cooling breaths and they're not hot breaths. All right. Okay, so now we can do a little bit more of the back, right? And there are a couple ways we can go about doing this. And we'll stand up in just a moment. But what I'd like to do while we're in chairs, if you feel comfortable with doing this, please do. We're going to bring our arms up, lean back slightly, and we'll do this to the back of the chair as well. And then just slowly come forward. Right, we want to have our chin up. We don't want to have our chin down or head down. Chin up, and just go slowly and try and see if you can get down, touch the floor. If you can't, that's okay. Just go and relax and then come slowly back up. I didn't lose anybody, did I? All right, good. Everybody's still with me. All right, good. We're going to come back up and then go slowly side. Was that okay for everyone? Everyone felt safe and okay? Yeah. Yeah. Let's try it one more time. Right. Slowly, gently up. Take a deep breath in. And then slowly come forward. Right. We want to make sure our chin is up as we do this so we're not falling forward. Right. You'll feel this a little bit in your hips as you come down. Graze the floor if you can. And then start coming back up. And then our hands are to the side. All right. How's everybody feeling? You get a thumbs up? Yay? Nay? All right, we're good. Okay. Let's see. Handstands. No, we're not doing handstands today. That was a joke. Yeah. Oh, geez. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So what I'd like to do, and this might generate a little bit of heat, but not too much. So what we want to do is press like we're bending something almost, but we're going to squeeze it really tight, right? So have your hands like claws, right? Like you're ready to, and we're just going to bring in some energy here to the center, almost to the heart center, right? So as close as we can get to the heart center, and then we're going to stretch it out like it's dough, right? So it's going to hold it together, squeeze and pull, 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 and then push back together. Inhale and exhale. Squeeze it together. Right. And now gently let it go. Right. We're going to gentle all that tension. We're just going to let it go and go and go and go and go. Just let our arms stretch out. Our thumbs go back. We open up wide. Okay. You bring our hands into, in yoga, it's called prayer position. We just bring our hands down. And we're going to go straight up. And then open up. Yep. And then open and try to bring your arms behind your back if you can. If you can, you might have to move up like I just did. And try to get your arms behind your back. If you can't, no worries. This is really we want to go really slow with this. Let's do it one more time. Just release slowly, right? Come back to the center. Super slow, right? Up super slow. Being very mindful. Mindfulness is a very big part of this, right? Just up super slow. Deep breath. Exhale and then slowly come back, right? All together. Just everyone come back same time. Let your arms go behind you slightly or all the way. If you want, you can grab them. If you can't, don't worry about it. You can also leave them here where you don't go all the way back, but just so this is behind you a little bit more, right? And then that release, and then we release slowly and we come out. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Super slow. Right? Let's do it one more time. See if you can go super slow, like super like turtle speed, right? Tortoise speed even. I think tortoise might be slower than turtle. I don't know. Never had either. It was super slow. Up as we breathe, right? Exhale and then open and go behind. You notice when you go slower, you might be able to get a deeper stretch slightly. Right? Go behind. Deep breath in, because this really opens up your lungs, right? Nice deep breath in. Exhale, come out super slow. Super slow. And then we're just going to go back and rest our hands on our knees. Take a deep breath in. And change it up a little bit today with having a little bit more meditative moments, a little bit slower movement. We don't have a lot of things we have to get to. We certainly don't have to be anywhere right now, except right where we're at, right? So let's just take some time for ourselves and relax, right? And this doesn't mean like we're still being very active. We're actively not doing anything. Nothing wrong with that. It's not like we feel like we can't do stuff. We can, but we just want to be in a moment of being able to hold that energy and just hold on to it for a moment and relax. Deep breath in, exhale. See if you can go back to the beginning of class with the mantra or intention that you might have set. Or if you didn't set one then and you feel like, oh, maybe I can now, feel free to do that. Inhale and exhale. And I'm not sitting completely still. I'm going to still like move some fingers and toes and neck, whatever feels good in the moment right now. Can't be a milkshake though. That feels good in the moment, but not really right now. That would be tasty. Not necessarily the best thing. Back. All right. So now we're going to do some integration where we work on some balance type stuff. We're going to stay seated still. We'll get up in a moment. But we're going to work on some of the things. We're going to put some things together. So we're going to go up with our arm and our leg at the same time. So it's almost like I'm pulling my leg with a string that my arm is attached to. So we're just going to come up like this, super slow. Hold on for a second and bring it down super slow. Don't let it drop, right? You're in control of this. So we're going to come up super slow. And please don't hate me for it because super slow is actually harder than super fast. And then come down super slow. Other side. And down. Now our left side. Up. And if you can't get all the way up, no worries, right? Just do what you can and come down slow. One more time on the right. And down. And there's a slight lean in the back when we do this, right? And down. Now we'll do the opposite, right? So I'm going to go up with my right arm and up with my left leg. So like this. And then the opposite side, super slow. And up. And we're not trying to get our knee to our chin or anything like that. We just want to have similar motion on both sides. And kind of try and get in a rhythm of it. Slowly, right? Super slow. And one more time on this side. And down. All right. So I think we've done a lot of seated type stuff. So let's, if it's okay, stand up. If not, please stay seated, but I just wanted to stand up and see if we can do a couple of things standing. Is that okay? So let's come up. If that's okay, right? If not, stay seated. You can do the same exact stuff we're going to do in the seated position. So all we're going to do, and in seated, and I'll sit back down too, is we're going to just bring our foot forward, and I'll do the seated, and then lean, right, on either side. So seated, it looks like this. I'm just going to put my leg out, and I come to the edge of the chair, put my leg out, and then lean forward. So I can get some, right, so I can get the back of my leg a little bit and switch sides. So standing, you're going to do the same thing, something similar, right? Where you have your one leg is straight and the other one is outstretched, and you just lean forward slightly so you can get the back of your leg, right? We do this one at a time. We're going to switch, right? And switch. I'm going to stand back up. So keep doing that for a second. Super slow. You can stay in it too if you want. You don't have to come right back up if it feels good. So we're just going to come out like this. Slight bend in the knee. And then I just let my arms kind of drop forward. Keep my back straight. I don't round my back. I don't want to be over like this, right? I want to have my back straight, right? And switch sides. And this is just to help the back of your knee, right? You might feel it in the back of your knee if you're standing, or the back of your thigh if you're sitting. Either way is fine. I use my chair for balance in these situations as well, if you get a chance to do that. So again, if you're sitting, same thing. We're just doing a little squat down and a little bend forward. Hopefully that feels all right. I'm going to sit back down so you can see again. Right? So just straight out and lean forward. Take a deep breath, right? So the more, also just know that the more, and I'll show you, the more you can relax your foot like this, and that's a different stretch, right? That'll get more behind the knee, or behind actually your leg. When you stretch your, when you flex your foot like this will get more behind your knee, right? To stretch those muscles that get tense and back here, right? So we're going to switch sides. I'm going to leave my foot not flexed first and come forward. And then I'm going to flex my foot and go forward. All right. Remember, take a deep breath in. This is really supposed to be relaxed and gentle. There's no, you're going to feel something, hopefully not pain, but you will feel a stretch, right? And hopefully that will be okay. Take a deep breath in and come back to where you started, right? Now, some other things we can do is have our leg come across like this and lean forward slightly, not all the way, not like we were before. This just gets the outside, and same thing on this side. I do this very little, but this helps get the inner part of the hip, very slow, very gentle, nothing fast. The moment you feel something, you can start relaxing and come back. All right. Cool. Is everybody all right? Can I get 2 toes up? Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. All right. Cool. All right. Welcome back. So let's take a deep breath. Aye. Because that will take a little bit, like when we start moving that energy and start moving our legs and getting our legs strong and flexible, it takes a lot of effort. And we have to, part of the doing a practice, it's almost like remembering throughout the day the same thing, because this is very mindful, like we're doing this over and over. It's not like we're doing something and we're not thinking about it. This is something we're actually thinking about. So throughout the day, we might have to take breaks, and that's okay. You know, if it's called for, to sit down and do that, just be okay with that stuff. All right. We're going to come back to our arms as well. All right. So I'm going to open a door as such, and close a door and open this door and close it. And open, and you can turn your head slightly, see who's there, and close it, and open it, and close it. Now, another way, and this will change how it feels, is just open, leave your head forward. Right? We want to be as straight as we can. Our thumbs are up. Now we're going to open a big wide door. Come back, give ourselves a very gentle hug. Right? And you can squeeze a little bit harder if you want. Another thing we can do is lift up. Right? That might feel good on your back. Twist slightly, right? And then release your arms slowly down, right? That'll give us some length in our arms, right? You'll add a couple inches here or there, right? Make it a little bit loose. Hopefully it's okay. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to open up. You can lift your chin up if you'd like, put your thumbs back, and again, and this time, if you want, you can switch which arm is on top, giving a hug. That helps sometimes, right? And again, you can lift your elbows if that feels good. And exhale. Inhale and release. And come back. See, is there anything we haven't done? There are a few things we haven't done, I'm sure. Right, so I want to keep my chin up, my head up. And I'm going to kick my chin out, right? So it's like pointed out. And just rotate in front. It's kind of what we did earlier. And it's tough to talk and have my chin like that, because I always would talk like that. But we want our chin pointed out as we do this. And we're just going to make circles in front, as opposed to the side to side that we did earlier. We're going to say yes. And this will help stretch our esophagus. All the lymph nodes, all the things in here need to get stretched, and it's a nice way to do it. Good circling, you might feel that. If you pull your chin even slightly, and we can get tongue involved and all that too. Like if you were to stick your tongue out and do it. And same thing, right? Yeah, you can put your hand in front if you don't want other people to see it, right? Put your hand in front and just stick your tongue out. And you can feel that, right? Pulling out, because this is a muscle too, the tongue. No, it's not super polite, but that's okay, right? We blur ourselves out, right? And then just let that sort of, because that needs rotating too. And what you'll notice when you do that, it'll open up our ears a little bit more, like it will, right? So open up that so you can pull your ears slightly, just very gently. Don't want to pull them out, but this is also a place that needs attention that we wouldn't think of maybe normally. Pull down on the earlobe slightly. If you, as long as you don't have like earrings in that you're going to pull out, you're okay. Right? And then just give ourselves a nice little head massage on that side, and our eyebrows. Very nice. You know, all the facial muscles that we have are important too, because that is what helps us smile, and it helps with all kinds of different things, right? So making funny scrunchy faces, I don't care. I do yawn. Right? And then that opens up a lot of the space in our head. You might feel a little teary-eyed, right? Did I cause that? You know, you can yawn. Sometimes it's one of those things that's infected, but it'll, because a lot of times what happens when we have headaches or we don't feel good, if we do the yawning or we do some of this stuff, you know, we're pulling on our, is it releases some of the I don't want to say whatever's in our head, like we'll feel tears come out, we'll feel, and that's good. That's a nice release to have throughout the day. And the yawns are nice. And then just, you can feel yourself when you're moving. It opens up your head space a little bit more, and you might hear a little bit better, you might see a little bit better, and be a little bit more like awake, as odd as that might sound. Because if, yeah, so hopefully that will help. So now we're going to start slowing down a little bit. We've done a fair bit of physical movement, so we're going to start slowing down and just take some breaths in and exhale. We've been going for about 40 minutes, so we're going to finish up in about 5 or 10 minutes. So what I'd like for you to do is now just like sit, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, sticking with the facial muscles, our eyes, and it's tough to do this with our eyes open, so we're gonna do it with our eyes closed, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go with our eyeballs, we're gonna keep our eyes closed, we're gonna slowly bring our eyeballs up to the top of our eye socket. And if it pulls your head back some, that's okay. And then we're going to come down, just directly down with our eyes, super slow. And it might bring our head down with it, which is okay. Because we're going to go back up. And you notice when I'm up high, I lift up. You can see you can see how old I am because all the wrinkles on the forehead, right? And we're going to lift up. And then down. It's kind of like you can tell the age of a tree by how many things are in it. Same thing with forehead. And then come down. We're going to get back up. Breathing in and then back down slowly. And then back to the center. We're going to go side to side. So I'm going to go to my right. Again, same thing. I'm going to go and my head's going to turn with it. And then I'm going to switch and go to my left. And my head's going to turn with it. Go back to the right. Remember to breathe. Nice inhale. Exhale as we go to the left. Slowly, slowly. Inhale as we go to the right. And exhale as we go to the left. One more time. And back again. And back to the center. All right, so we did up, up and down, side to side. There's one more, which is going around. So we're going to start at the top, go to the left, come down, go to the right, come up, and then back to the center. All right, so we're going to go in this direction a few times, then we're going to switch direction. All right, so we're going to go up with our eyeballs, over to the left, down to the center, over to the right, back up, and back to the center. One more time. We go up and then to the left, down, to the right, up, and center. Now we go in the opposite direction. We're going to go up, to the right, down, to the left, back up, and center. And do this 2 more times. We go up, breathe in to the right, down, to the left, up, and to the center. And last time, we're going to go up, slowly, slowly, to the right, down, to the left, back to the center, and back to the top, and then back to the center. Now we're just going to sit for a moment. Nice deep breath. If there's anything that you feel your body needs right now in the moment, as far as gentle movement, some sort of movement is concerned, whether it's your toes, your fingers, you might want to do your wrists again. Just keep your eyes kind of in a closed state. You can still do some movement, some slight twists. I wouldn't suggest doing a handstand right now or do anything crazy like that. That's okay. So now we're just going to sit for a sec. And you can be still if you'd like, or you can keep moving, keep your body moving slightly as well. Well, I'll come back and rest in just a moment. All right, so we're going to come back to the center. Kind of how we started. I'm going to go with my palms up. And a nice, just relaxed, but not bent over. You know, relaxed isn't necessarily bent over. That takes actually a lot of work. So I'm going to keep my back straight, my chin up, nice posture. Inhale in and exhale. If you remember the mantra or intention or anything that you brought in earlier in the practice, now might be a good time to bring that back in, just to spend a moment of time focusing on that. Or just have complete emptiness and stillness as if you're a Buddhist monk. It's cool too. If you can do that, please share that with me, because I have a tough time with that. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale slowly. And inhale one more time. If you want, you can start leaning back if your chair allows it to lean back in your chair. If not, try to stay as upright as possible. You might have to adjust yourself, which is okay. If you want to put yourself against the back of your chair, that's totally all right. Sometimes having the legs out's nice, just like a nice relax so it's not too crazy. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And exhale. Nice gentle breaths in through the nose, filling our lungs, and exhaling out with our mouth. This is done really slow, very intentional, very mindful. But we don't want to fall asleep, so we're going to come back, start moving our hands again, moving our feet again slowly. Right. It's nice to be able to stop and just do that for a couple of minutes, but we don't want to stay in that space, so we don't, because we can easily fall asleep. Right. And so we're just going to wake ourselves back up again. Maybe change positions in the chair to be a little bit more upright, and kind of sit and come back to where we started, beginning of our gathering. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. Now with the eye exercises, the eyes you might have a tough time opening your eyelids, which is fine. It helps to blink a little bit before you try to do this. And you can help by moving some of your body And maybe have your head down and start blinking your eyes so you wake back up. And just move slightly into your back, kind of in an okay space. And you know where you're at. Like sometimes you can do that and like, wait, how'd I get here? Oh yeah, that's where I was. That happens too. Happens to me all the time, even if I'm not doing this. But like, wait, how'd I even get here right now? Like, where am I? What's going on? But after all the movement and energy, we kind of moved around, and the eyes and stuff, it can be like, okay, because it might, and the reason that happens is it might feel like a new space, right? Because our brain, we're not the same person that started this practice as we are now. Something in us has shifted slightly, hopefully in the positive. And now we're waking up in a different zone of awareness, if you will. And hopefully that feels good for you. It's helpful before we try and learn something or do something or read. I find doing a little bit of that practice where I just get into where I'm at can help with focus as well. But I know what that takes, but that practice takes practice as well. So the irony, right? Thank you guys so much for being here today. So it was a pleasure to meet you. And hopefully everyone has a lovely rest of the day.